Danny Agnew, born and raised in Chicago, been in Miami for about 4 years now. I am the co-founder of an organization called the Roots Collective. We focus on black economics in South Florida.
So, what inspired you and your other co-founder to build Roots Collective?
Roots Collective came about because of necessity. I'm born and raised in Chicago, and I acquired 2 felonies and got a GED. I'm a GED graduate, and so by coming here with tattoos, dreadlocks, 2 felonies, GED, there wasn't any jobs that were hiring a person like myself, and so in 2014. I created Roots Clothing, which is clothing inspired by the movement and messaging for black people. And then from there, I decided that I wanted to do events to kind of galvanize the communities that I had been working in. And so in 2015, in Black Friday, I sat down with several individuals who I had been doing organizing work with. And we decided to host events every month, the entire year of 2016, actually. And from there, we created the Roots Collective. So it's actually about 6 members who started the Roots Collective team. And on Black Friday of 2015, we hosted our first black marketplace. And the idea behind that was we had been doing organizing in the community. We had hosted events that we gave out free food, books, and bus cards to the community, but people still had to go home to their same situations. They didn't have education, they didn't have jobs. Poverty is a real thing in our community. And so we hosted the first one on Black Friday of 2015, and the reasoning behind it was that $1.1 trillion leaves the black community every year. And so we said we wanted to make a platform, create a platform that people can come to us, support their communities, help build their communities by the support, and from there we continue to rock out and move forward. And so, you know, it's dear to my heart. The rest of the members are born and raised in Miami, and our mission is to make sure that we want to track the amount of business that these companies are creating. And so far we probably raised about $100,000 within the black community for these businesses, so we want to continue to see that strive.
That's amazing,
Yeah.
And then the 1.1 trillion, let's talk about that and why it's important to, like, kind of, I don't want to say recycle, but that's the word that's coming in, recycle these dollars into the black community or in black and brown communities.
Yeah. So when we look at statistics, the Jewish dollar doesn't leave the community. It circulates over 30 times. The Asian dollar circulates over 15 times before it leaves the community. And the black dollar, it circulates 1 time before it exits our community. So we wanted to see how it would look to have a present day Black Wall Street. So we know that we have successful businesses in our community. The idea for us is that how do we create capital without becoming capitalist? The idea behind a capitalist is that you work people to their last breath and pay them minimal. So they do the most work and they get the least pay. And so we want to show people that it's possible to create successful businesses, but also give back to the community. So under the Roots Collective umbrella, we have 3 different businesses. We have a media company, we have a clothing company, and we have a printing company. And all of the access that we have allows us the opportunity to create the platform. So with the black marketplace, we only charge $25 for a vendor fee. The idea behind that is that we want to guarantee that our companies are making money. And so the idea behind it is to make sure that we're sustainable, we see how it works, and other people are able to touch it and expand from that idea.
So how is ownership and having power over the dollar, how is that a form of resistance?
Yeah, it's one of the biggest forms. I've been doing a lot of work with youth in the streets, so I consider myself a grassroots organizer. So when we talk about the mass shootings that have been happening, I think a couple of weeks ago, 5 young kids got shot. One of them got killed that went to Northwestern. And when we go to those schools and we ask, what's the problem? What's the root of your anger? We don't have any programming in our schools. We don't have any community parks. We don't have any access to further our education. And so the dollar is super important because it allows us the opportunity to not want or not need from anybody else to help us out, but we can do it ourselves. And so I'm making a certain amount of money a year. I'm able to use that capital and help one segment of the world out. It's a small group that I'm able to help out, but you can see the amount of change that sends throughout our community. Programming is really important, and we can't offer those resources if we don't have capital. So it literally is the root in how we are able to change the plight of people of color.
Can you stress the importance of us taking ownership? I know we talked about it a lot, but kind of talk about why we need to take this serious and what the impact of that could be for us rising as a people.
Yeah, it's super important, okay? To lack of better words, it's super important. So I have big dreams. One of my biggest dreams is to see how we would look if we didn't have to worry about the problems that we worry about present day. What would it look like if we were able to really dream and touch those dreams? It's important for us to have ownership because it allows us the opportunity to, I always say this, black people are extremely sexy. We are the reason why cultures are created. Entire cultures, not just black, but white, brown, green. We are the reasons why culture is created. And we've done this under the umbrella of 400, 500 years of slavery. We didn't start as slaves, but there were still problems back home in the motherland. But the things that we're able to create, I'm curious to see if we owned our own, what it would look like for the world generations from now. Because we've created so much with the oppression, what would it look like if we were completely free? Like technology, you talk about Wakanda,
right?
Like that's like a reality in our world because we've always been that pivotal to society. So it's not only just for the minuscule things like the educations or the programming or the opportunity, like it's to see what we can create for future generations. It makes me more excited as an individual to know that, I've had struggle. It's been hard. I always really quickly go back to being in the jail cell. I'm like, okay, nothing's that bad. So even if I'm broke and I can't eat today, I know that it won't be as bad as being in that situation. So it's like one of the things that I fight with because there's foundations who want to give us a lot of money, millions. And I'm like, cool, that's good to know it's there, but I'm gonna do this myself. So not only can I say I'm fully rewarded, but I know that it's inspiring other people to be able to create their own thing and not have to wait. Because people, if you're getting foundation money, some people say they don't tell us what to do, but you're attached. If you do something wrong, that funding is cut. So all of the people who you have working in that ecosystem will also lose their jobs. So it's not benefiting them because they control the wealth of your organization. So my thing is, what does it look like if we do it all ourselves? And we can dictate everything that happens. It might be a slow trek, but it's gonna happen. Like we're getting ready to open up a building. It's not the size that we would need, but it's good enough to say like we did it ourselves. It's ours, and we're going to 2 years later spawn out into something greater, and people will see like, oh man, damn, they did it, and they're continually doing it. Let's try it ourselves as well. So it's about an idea. It's about an idea.
Can you share like where people can find you guys?
So we're on Instagram. That's like our baby. On Instagram, we're at roots_collective. Our website is rootscollectivemarket.org. You can find us on Twitter at knowyourroots_. And my personal email is Instagram is Danny_Basquiat. Yeah, so come out to the Black Marketplace every first and third Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. in Little Haiti. This is downtown Little Haiti, one of the most cultural centers in Miami. Join us if you are a vendor. You can come out. If you want to participate, also join us. We have activities for everyone, and we love to see you here.